Welcome to my channel Super Rare Coins. Today is best top 3 coins. Please don't skip this video, so let's get it started. The 20 pence Elizabeth II coin of 1992 is a key component of the British decimal coinage system and a significant example of modern British numismatics. Introduced in June 1982 to fill the gap between the 10 pence and 50 pence denominations, the 20 pence coin quickly became one of the most widely used coins in the United Kingdom. By 1992, a decade after its introduction, the coin had firmly established itself in daily transactions and was an indispensable part of the nation's monetary system. Struck by the Royal Mint, one of the world's oldest and most prestigious mints with a lineage stretching back more than 1,100 years, the 20 pence piece combined practical functionality with deeply rooted symbolism and elegant design. The 1992 issue, part of the Maklauf portrait era, reflects the enduring stability of the British monarchy and the resilience of the UK's currency system during a decade of economic and political change. The obverse, front, of the 1992 20 pence coin features the third definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by British sculptor Raphael David Maklauf. First introduced in 1985, this portrait aimed to depict the Queen not only as a contemporary monarch but also as a dignified and timeless figure embodying the continuity and stability of the crown. In Maklauf's effigy, Elizabeth II faces to the right, following the centuries-old British numismatic tradition of alternating the direction of each successive monarch's portrait. She wears the George IV state diadem, an ornate diamond crown created in 1820 and worn by Queen's regnant at the state opening of Parliament. This diadem incorporates national floral emblems: the rose of England, thistle of Scotland, shamrock of Ireland, and a single leek of Wales, symbolizing the unity of the four nations under one crown. Maklauf's depiction is notable for its idealized realism. He sought to portray the Queen with grace and authority, timelessly dignified rather than bound to a specific moment in her reign. Encircling the portrait is the traditional Latin legend, Elizabeth II d. Reg. FAD 1992, which expands to Elizabeth II Dei Gratia Regina Fidei Defensor, meaning, Elizabeth II by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This inscription underscores the dual nature of the British monarchy, constitutional and spiritual, and reflects the sovereign's historic role as both head of state and supreme governor of the Church of England. The date 1992, positioned at the bottom, marks the year of minting. This was a significant year in Elizabeth II's reign, known as her Annus Horribilis, due to personal and political challenges, yet the stability symbolized by her effigy on the nation's coinage remained unchanged, reinforcing the crown's resilience amid changing times. The reverse, back, of the coin retains the original design created by artist William Gardner in 1982. At its center is a crowned Tudor rose, a potent emblem of England's history and unity. The Tudor rose symbolizes the reconciliation of the rival houses of Lancaster and York following the Wars of the Roses in the 15th century, uniting the red rose of Lancaster and the white rose of York into a single floral emblem. Crowned with the royal crown, this rose stands as a powerful representation of monarchical authority, national unity, and centuries of British statehood. Surrounding the central motif is the inscription 20 pence in uppercase lettering, clearly indicating the denomination, while the numeral 20 is placed below the rose, providing an immediately recognizable numerical value. Gardner's design is widely admired for its balance, symmetry, and ability to capture deep historical meaning within a simple and elegant composition. The technical specifications of the 1992 20 pence coin follow the standard set at the coin's introduction. It is composed of copper nickel, an alloy consisting of 84% copper and 16% nickel, chosen for its durability, resistance to corrosion, and attractive silvery appearance. The coin weighs 5.0 grams, measures 21.4 millimeters in diameter, and has a thickness of 1.7 millimeters. One of its most distinctive physical features is its equilateral curved heptagonal shape, consisting of 7 sides of equal length. This unique design allows the coin to be easily distinguished by touch and sight, aiding accessibility for visually impaired users and ensuring compatibility with vending and coin handling machines. The edge is plain without reading or lettering, consistent with all British 20 pence coins. These features combine practicality with distinctiveness, ensuring the coin is both functional and instantly recognizable. By 1992, the 20 pence coin was a deeply familiar part of British daily life, used in countless transactions ranging from public transportation and retail purchases to vending machines and parking meters. Its introduction in 1982 was part of the broader decimalization process that began in 1971, which replaced the complex pounds, shillings, pence system with a straightforward decimal system of 100 pence to the pound. The 20 pence coin filled a crucial gap in the decimal structure, reducing the need for multiple 10 pence coins and simplifying small transactions. Its success was immediate, and by the 1990s it had become one of the most frequently handled coins in the United Kingdom. The symbolism embedded in the 20 pence coin is rich and deeply tied to British national identity. The crowned Tudor rose on the reverse connects modern Britain with its Tudor past, a transformative era that laid the foundations for the modern British state and monarchy. It symbolizes unity after division, peace after conflict, and strength under the crown. The obverse, with its Latin legend and regal portrait, embodies continuity and constitutional tradition, linking the modern reign of Elizabeth II with more than a millennium of British monarchy. Together, the two sides of the coin present a narrative of stability, unity, and history condensed into a small, everyday object. The Royal Mint, which struck the 1992 20 pence coins, is renowned for its blend of historical craftsmanship and advanced minting technology. With origins dating back to the 9th century, the Royal Mint has continuously adapted to the evolving needs of British and global coinage. In 1992, coins were struck to rigorous standards of weight composition and design fidelity, ensuring their reliability and consistency in circulation. While millions of 20 pence coins were produced for general use, the Royal Mint also issued proof coins in limited numbers for collectors. These proof versions, struck with specially prepared dies and polished planchets, exhibit mirror-like fields and sharply defined details, making them highly sought after by numismatists. The economic and political context of 1992 adds further depth to the story of this coin. Britain was emerging from the early 1990s recession and grappling with significant political events, including the signing of the Maastricht Treaty, which deepened European integration and created the European Union. Domestically, the monarchy faced challenges that made 1992 a difficult year for Queen Elizabeth II personally, but the stability symbolized by her presence on the nation's coinage offered a reassuring continuity. Amid rapid change, the 20 pence coin remained a familiar and reliable part of everyday life, a symbol of enduring institutions in a shifting world. From a numismatic perspective, the 1992 20 pence is a common circulation coin with a large mintage, and thus it is typically worth its face value in circulated. Next, the 20 pence Elizabeth II 1994 coin is an important part of the British decimal coinage series and represents one of the most widely circulated denominations in the United Kingdom. Introduced originally in June 1982 to bridge the gap between the 10 pence and 50 pence coins, the 20 pence piece quickly became a vital part of daily life, enabling smoother transactions and reducing the number of coins required for small purchases. By 1994, over a decade after its introduction, the coin was fully integrated into the British monetary system and recognized across the nation as a standard unit of exchange. Minted by the Royal Mint, one of the oldest and most respected mints in the world with over 100 years of history, the 20 pence coin of 1994 reflects both the practical needs of a modern economy and the deep cultural traditions of the British monarchy. T is a coin that blends utility, symbolism, and artistry in a single small piece of metal. The obverse, front, of the 1994 20 pence coin features the third official portrait of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, created by sculptor Raphael David Maklauf and first introduced in 1985. Maklauf's effigy replaced the earlier Arnold McKin portrait and sought to capture the Queen not only as a contemporary monarch but as a timeless symbol of statehood and dignity. In this portrait, Elizabeth II faces to the right, in accordance with a long-standing tradition of alternating the direction of the monarch's profile with each successive reign. She is depicted wearing the George IV state diadem, a magnificent diamond crown originally made for King George IV in 1820 and now worn by Queens Regnant for the state opening of Parliament. The diadem is decorated with national floral emblems: roses for England, thistles for Scotland, shamrocks for Ireland, and a single leek for Wales, representing the unity of the four nations under one crown. Maklauf deliberately idealized the Queen's features, portraying her with youthful grace and calm authority, reinforcing the monarchy's enduring continuity. Encircling the portrait is the Latin inscription Elizabeth II D.G. Reg. F.O.D. 1994, which expands to Elizabeth II Dei Gratia Regina Fidei Defensor, meaning Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen Defender of the Faith. This traditional royal titulature highlights both the constitutional and spiritual roles of the British monarch as head of state and supreme governor of the Church of England. The year 1994 appears at the bottom, indicating the year of minting. At this point in her reign, Elizabeth II had already surpassed 4 decades on the throne, and the Maklauf portrait was by then well established in British coinage, appearing on all circulating denominations. Coins from this period capture the stability and continuity of Britain under a long reigning sovereign, with 1994 being one of the regular production years before a major obverse redesign in 1998. The reverse, back, design of the 20 pence coin has remained unchanged since its introduction in 1982 and was created by artist William Gardner. It features a stylized Tudor rose crowned with the royal crown. The Tudor rose is one of the most historically significant symbols of England, representing the union of the Red Rose of Lancaster and the White Rose of York following the Wars of the Roses in the late 15th century. This union gave rise to the Tudor dynasty and symbolized the end of decades of civil conflict, ushering in a new era of peace and centralized monarchy, by crowning the rose. Gardner's design emphasizes the sovereign authority of the British Crown over the United Kingdom, while the rose itself is a timeless emblem of England's national identity. Surrounding the central motif is the inscription 20 pence in uppercase lettering clearly stating the denomination, while the numeral 20 is positioned below the rose, making the coin's value easily identifiable. The technical specifications of the 1994 20 pence coin adhere to the standard established for this denomination. The coin is made of cupro-nickel and alloy composed of 84% copper and 16% nickel, chosen for its strength, corrosion resistance, and attractive silvery finish. It weighs 5.0 grams, has a diameter of 21.4 millimeters and a thickness of 1.7 millimeters. One of its most distinctive features is its equilateral curved heptagonal shape, consisting of 7 sides of equal length. This unique design makes the coin instantly recognizable by touch and sight, particularly useful for visually impaired individuals, and also ensures it is easily identifiable by vending and coin handling machines. The edge is plain without reading or inscription, consistent with all 20 pence coins. This combination of shape, size, and composition reflects the careful balance of practicality and tradition in British coinage design. By 1994, the 20 pence coin was more than a decade into its life as a standard part of British currency. Its introduction in 1982 was part of a broader effort to refine and improve the decimal coinage system introduced in 1971. Replacing the old pounds, shillings, pence system with a simpler structure based on 100 pence to the pound. The 20 pence filled a crucial gap between the 10 and 50 pence coins, facilitating transactions and reducing the need for multiple lower denomination coins. Its success was immediate, and by the mid-1990s it was one of the most commonly used coins in circulation across the United Kingdom, the Isle of Man, the Channel Islands, and other territories using sterling. The symbolism of the 20 pence coin runs deep into British history. The crown Tudor rose on the reverse connects modern Britain with its Tudor past, a period that saw the strengthening of royal power, the flowering of English culture, and the beginnings of Britain's global influence. It is a reminder of how centuries of history are woven into the fabric of British institutions. The obverse, with its Latin legend and regal portrait, symbolizes the constitutional monarchy's continuity and the monarch's dual role as secular leader and spiritual defender of the faith. Together, the two sides of the coin tell a story that is both ancient and modern, merging heritage with functionality. The Royal Mint, which produced the 1994 20 pence coins, has been striking coins for the British Crown since the late 9th century and continues to be one of the most advanced and respected mints in the world. Its work reflects both centuries of tradition and cutting-edge minting technology. Each coin is struck to exacting standards of weight, dimension, and composition, ensuring uniformity and reliability in circulation. The coins undergo strict quality control to maintain the Royal Mint's reputation for precision and excellence. The 1994 issue was part of regular circulation strikes, though proof versions were also minted in limited numbers for collectors. These proof coins, struck with specially prepared dies and polished planchets, exhibit mirror-like surfaces and sharp details and are highly prized by numismatists. The economic and social context of the United Kingdom in 1994 gives further meaning to the coin. The early 1990s were a period of economic recovery following the recession of the early decade. Britain was undergoing significant political and cultural shifts, including debates about European integration and constitutional reform. Amid these changes, the 20 pence coin remained a stable, familiar presence in everyday life. It was used daily for purchases large and small, from newspapers and public transport fares to vending machines and retail transactions, making it one of the most frequently handled coins in Britain. From a numismatic perspective. Next. The 20 pence Elizabeth II coin of 1997 is an iconic and essential part of the British decimal coinage system and represents a significant period in the history of the United Kingdom's currency and monarchy. First introduced in June 1982 as part of the decimalization process that began in 1971, the 20 pence coin filled a practical gap between the 10 pence and 50 pence denominations. By the year 1997, the coin had been circulating for 15 years and had become firmly established in daily transactions throughout the United Kingdom. It is struck by the Royal Mint, one of the oldest and most prestigious mints in the world, and bears the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, symbolizing the continuity, stability, and enduring authority of the British monarchy. The 20 pence coin plays a crucial role not only as a unit of exchange but also as a bearer of national identity, tradition, and artistry. The obverse, front side, of the 1997 20 pence coin features the third definitive portrait of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael David Maklauf, a British sculptor whose effigy was introduced on British coinage in 1985 and remained in use until 1997. This portrait depicts the Queen wearing the George IV state diadem, a magnificent diamond crown traditionally worn by Queens regnant at the state opening of Parliament. The diadem, with its floral emblems of the four nations of the United Kingdom, roses for England, thistles for Scotland, shamrocks for Ireland, and a single leek for Wales, symbolizes unity and the sovereign's role as the monarch of a united kingdom. Maclaugh's portrait is more stylized and regal than its predecessors, aiming to portray Elizabeth II not only as a living monarch but also as a timeless figure of dignity and continuity. The Queen faces to the right, following the centuries-old tradition of alternating the direction of the monarch's portrait with each successive reign. Encircling the portrait is the inscription Elizabeth II D.G. Reg. F. D. 1997, which is an abbreviated Latin phrase, Elizabeth II Dei Gratia Regina Fidei Defensor, translated as Elizabeth II by the grace of God, Queen Defender of the Faith. This traditional royal titulature reflects the constitutional and religious roles of the British monarch as both head of state and supreme governor of the Church of England. The date 1997 appears at the bottom, indicating the year of minting. This year is particularly significant because it was the final year Maclaugh's portrait appeared on British coinage before being replaced by the Ian Rank Broadley design in 1998, making 1997 a transitional year in British numismatic history. Coins from this year therefore hold special interest for collectors as the last issue of the Maclaugh obverse. The reverse, backside, of the 20 pence coin, unchanged since its introduction in 1982, was designed by William Gardner. It features a heraldic design of a Tudor rose, the emblem that represents the union of the houses of York and Lancaster following the Wars of the Roses in the late 15th century. The rose, depicted in a simple yet elegant form, is crowned by a royal crown, symbolizing the sovereignty and authority of the monarchy over the unified kingdom. Surrounding the central motif is the denomination 20 pence, written in full words along the upper edge of the coin, while the numeral 20 is positioned below the rose, signifying its face value. Gardner's design is admired for its classical balance and the way it conveys centuries of British heraldic tradition in a modern decimal coinage format. The technical specifications of the 1997 20 pence coin reflect careful design for functionality and distinctiveness. The coin is equilateral curved heptagonal with 7 sides of equal length, giving it a unique shape that is instantly recognizable by touch and sight. This distinctive form also ensures the coin can be easily distinguished from others of similar size and weight in circulation and is compatible with vending and coin handling machines. The coin is made of cupro nickel, an alloy of 84% copper and 16% nickel, chosen for its durability, resistance to corrosion, and attractive silvery appearance. It weighs 5.0 grams, has a diameter of 21.4 millimeters and a thickness of 1.7 millimeters. The coin's edge is plain without reading or lettering, which is standard for British 20 pence coins. These physical features, combined with its distinctive shape, make the coin one of the most user-friendly and secure denominations in British currency. From a historical perspective, the 20 pence coin represents an important evolution in British coinage. Before decimalization, British currency operated on a complex system of pounds, shillings, and pence. Decimalization, introduced in 1971, simplified the currency structure and brought Britain's monetary system in line with international standards. The introduction of the 20 pence coin in 1982 further refined the system by providing a convenient denomination for everyday transactions, reducing the need to use multiple 10 pence coins. Its success was immediate, and it quickly became a standard part of British commerce. By 1997, the coin was in its 15th year of circulation and widely accepted across the United Kingdom and British overseas territories where sterling is used. The symbolism embedded in the 20 pence coin is deeply tied to British identity and monarchy. The crowned Tudor rose reflects centuries of royal history and the unification of warring factions into a single nation, while the Queen's portrait embodies constitutional monarchy and the continuity of the British state. The Latin inscription connects modern Britain to its historical and religious traditions, illustrating the monarchy's enduring ceremonial and constitutional role. Together, these elements transform the coin from a simple means of payment into a miniature emblem of national heritage, authority, and unity. From a numismatic point of view, the 1997 issue holds particular interest because it marks the end of an era in British coin portraiture. As the final year of the Maclaugh effigy, the 1997 20 pence coin is often sought after by collectors seeking a complete set of Queen Elizabeth II portrait transitions. Although millions of coins were minted for circulation, and thus the coin is common in circulated condition, examples in uncirculated, UNC, or proof condition, particularly those included in Royal Mint presentation sets, are prized by collectors. These coins display sharper details and a more lustrous finish, highlighting the artistry of Maclaufs and Gardners designs. The Royal Mint, responsible for striking the 1997 20p coin, is one of the oldest continuously operating mints in the world, with a history dating back over 1,100 years. By the late 20th century, the mint had established itself as a leader in precision coin production, combining traditional craftsmanship with advanced technology. Each 20p coin struck in 1997 was produced to strict standards of weight, size, and composition, ensuring consistency and reliability in circulation. This commitment to quality reflects the Royal Mint's dual role as a guardian of British heritage and a modern producer of secure functional currency. The economic context of 1997 also adds depth to the coin's story. It was a year of political change in the United Kingdom, with the election of a new government under Prime Minister Tony Blair and the rise of New Labour. Britain was experiencing economic stability and preparing for a new millennium, even as debates about European integration and monetary policy were. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe my channel for more videos.